Good morning. Okay, I just want to give you a little disclosure. Again, I am just a beginner. I am not, a professional by any means. So please just kind of take out of this what you can. Please feel free to have somebody else read for you too. It's not really how it works, but whatever's better for you. Just to let you know, I have the questions here. I hope I have them right. I do have the eighth question for you to kind of see what you can do in this situation. Now, just to let you know, before we start, I always have my elements with me. Now, in this case, because you are not with me, I will always have an element rock for you as well. So we always have our, we have our earth, water, fire, and air. And I always have mine, my little soul rock. I always bring yours too. So just cleans. I always try to cleanse everything before I do a new reading. And this is going to be for you. So just to kind of feel like you're there with me right now. Please ignore my dogs. They have a mind of their own, but I'm alone, so it's just you and I right now. Okay. So what I like to do is think positively. So I don't know if there's like maybe some music that you want to turn on, something that's going to kind of get you in that mindset where you kind of want to be when you hear the reading. I don't know if you have Spotify. There are great playlists on Spotify. The one I'm listening to is called Spooky Instrumental, so it's great. I really enjoy it. All right, sweetheart. So let me get these. I always cleanse my deck beforehand. You can't see it, but there's 3 candles behind you, 3 white ones. We do it for the protection of positivity. I don't have a black candle for protection, so we use whites. Now I'm going to do the 8-card spread for you. Now we're going to do it, I'll show you along the way. We're going to do the first 7 cards first. So the first 7 cards that are specifically, questioned towards Lewis, or Louise, or, no, Lewis, definitely Lewis, sorry. And we will kind of go from there. So after you watch this, if you do have questions, kind of how the spread turned out, whatever the case may be, I'm going to try to go in as specific as possible. Now, I do read with my book, with the meanings. I do that because I want as many possible options as I can find to kind of see how I can get through this. So, I don't specifically read in reverse. All that means is when the card comes upside down, you kind of read the opposite meaning of it. Again, I will read both the divinity and the reverse reading for you, just so you can kind of take out of it what you want. Now, we can even put that little guy in there. All right. So I am going to cut the deck 3 times for you. So our spread is just going to be a normal, I like to call it the abundance spread. Since we're doing 8 cards, it's usually 8 to 10 cards. So we'll do the abundance spread for you. Now, usually with the abundance spread, the first card is telling you how, what you can do or how you can help in the situation. So what we will do is, since you have 7 questions, then we have the 8th one. Hey! Sorry about that. What we can do is kind of go figure it out from there. So bear with me. Okay, so you can see what the layout looks like. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here's your card right there. So your card And we're going to come back to it, but I just wanted to show you. So your card is showing the King of Swords. So again, there's what the layout looks like. Now, first question that you had for me, which I want to make sure I had it correct. So the first question I had is, how did he know that she put, the spells or anything on him? So we're going to start this way over. First one that I'm pulling up is the Three of Swords. So that is going to be the answer to the question, how did he know that she put, the spells and all that stuff on him? So let's go to our little booklet. And you can also, if you want to find other meanings, people say that you're not supposed to, but if you don't like kind of what my cards are saying, you can find another meaning for it, but this one's pretty spot on. Three of Swords. All right, so how did he know? The Three of Swords is telling us, okay. So the up face meaning is saying absence, disappointment, removal, opposition, separation. So I know you said something about him really liking that person, and maybe, you know, maybe there was some feelings there of kind of he didn't understand why he was feeling the way he was. Some more meanings are, absence, sorrow, disappointment. I just read that, sorry. Distraction, confusion, disorder, mistake, loss, alienation, mental anxiety. So I don't know, does he have something that he's, mentally worried about, that he's constantly like, okay, I've read enough into this that I know that she put that on me. So you gotta kind of think it that way. He might have just straight up asked her, and I think you said something about that too. So he might have just been up front, and that's kind of where the mistake and error come in there. Maybe even the confusion. So he was kind of lost, like what's happening to me? Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Or whatever the case may be. I mean, but honestly, like I said, it could just be straight up. He asked her, she told him, end of story. So that one again, kind of think of it as maybe he just had those feelings that he knew something wasn't right, or he knew something was different. Again, first question, the Three of Swords. Next question is he going to continue to learn spiritually? And I'm imagining you mean, in this element. Um, so the card that we're pulling right now is the Ten of Swords. I also have something about swords too that I have to look up. So the Ten of Swords is what's pulling up there. So is he going to continue to learn spirituality? So we got the Ten of Swords. Now it popped up face up. So that is saying ruin, pain, affliction, sadness, mental anguish, tears, disappointment, and trouble. So with that, if we're reading it the way that it came out, it could be that, he wants to learn these things and he wants to grow in it, but he's kind of afraid, back to, that mental anxiety. Maybe he's a little afraid of doing it, or kind of wondering what, worrying about what's going on. So this one again, the Ten of Swords, the reverse meaning is, temporary favor, temporary gain. So that could be the answer to your question. So, again, I can't give you a yes or no, but I can tell you, you know what? One second. I do have some notes about yes or no's, so I'm going to try to find them really, really quick. Okay. Okay. So I will tell you, just kind of in some notes that I'm taking. Yes or no really is hard when it comes to tarot cards. When it comes to just kind of giving yes or no what's going on, swords means no. So if we're looking at your cards and saying the first one, how did he know she put a spell on him? You know, that's a different kind of question. We can't ask yes or no. But the next card, is he going to continue to learn spiritually? I would take this as no. He's not doing that to, maybe better himself. He's doing it again for maybe that temporary gain or that temporary, spot in his life to see if maybe that's what he wants to do, or maybe he's just trying to use it for negative things, or, so there could be all types of answers, but with that, I would take that as no. He's not doing it for a spiritual gain. He's doing it for just, you know, other people, possibly. So again, take it as you will. Now, three is, and I believe this is correct, what is his protection? Um, and I have the King of Cups is actually pulling for that one. So there's the King of Cups. We can pull that real quick. King of Cups. So what is his protection? Um, a considerate person, a religious person, a learned person, kind and relatable, an artist, interest in the arts and science. So that one I would take in. If he's going to be, doing this, then there is a possibility that he knows of somebody who is, already a religious person or already, very learned in this craft. So if he does continue it, his protection might be, learning from the people around him, learning from those things. Now, I can't tell you exactly what his protection is, but I can tell you that he seems to have somebody around him that, could help him in his journey, that could kind of protect him if he would open up to those people, if that makes sense. Number 4 is what happens if she puts another spell on him. Now, I don't know how much you know about spells, but what I have found out is spells are a lot of intent. Um, Spells don't always work, but when you're starting to get, real specific things like that, malicious, hexing, whatever the case may be, that's when it gets a little bit darker. And I'm not really on to that side of darkness. So this one's, I really don't know how to answer this question, but I'm going to try. So we have the Page of Rods. So what happens if she puts another spell on him? Okay, so this one, it came up face up, but the reverse meaning is kind of really what's kind of going on in the situation. So, indecision and proceeding, reluctance, instability, inability to make decisions, a bearer of bad news, a person who may break your heart. So that's what I'm kind of taking. The cards are telling me that if she does continue to kind of do this, whatever she's doing to him, then what will happen is it will either affect him negatively, which will affect you negatively because you're trying to put your whole heart and soul in this, and I don't really think he knows where he's at mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. So I'm taking this, and again, take it as you want. It is showing indecision and proceeding, reluctance, instability, a bearer of bad news, and a person who may break your heart. So take that as you will. Number 6, what is he cleansing with? Now, this one might be another one of those just kind of ask him questions, but we'll find out. So I pulled up the Queen of Cups. It did come up reversed, but we will see, kind of what is pulling here for us. So what is his protection? I'm sorry, what is he cleansing with? A warm-hearted and fair person, beloved and adored, good friend and mother, devoted wife, practical, honest intelligence, the gift of vision. So, I'm not sure. With that question, it could just be, okay, reverse meaning is inconsistency of honor, possible immorality, dishonesty, unreliability. So we could take that two ways. I gotta think outside the box. So what is he cleansing with? He could not know that he needs to use something specific to cleanse with. So that might be something for you to kind of give him that gift of vision to show him what he needs to cleanse with or what he needs to do, or maybe put him have him talk to somebody who can help him, kind of like that elder we were talking about earlier for that protection. So um, that was a little more tricky, but again, I would have to say, he needs help with that cleansing part if he doesn't know kind of what he's going to be using. I would take this as maybe he doesn't know how to cleanse. Maybe he's just kind of doing whatever he thinks is necessary. So it's a trickier one, but kind of take it as you will. 6, is he protected so she can't touch him? So we have the Ace of Swords. And again, swords comes out with the no. And with that, I can tell you a little bit more. Wands is yes, but you're going to work. Cups, it'll come to you naturally. Pentacles, it'll come with a price. Swords is a no. And Major Arcana is, good luck with that. So far, Ace of Swords, is he protected so she can't touch him? I would say no. I don't, with this reading and kind of with these questions, I don't think he thinks that he's in danger, maybe. Maybe he's just, kind of emotionally distraught about the situation. Now, Ace of Swords. It's too far. Okay, is he protected so she can't touch him? Great determination, strength, power, success, fertility, deep emotional feeling, right there. Um, Tyranny, disaster, self-destruction, embarrassment, hindrance. So I feel like if he's not cleansing and if he's not protecting himself or having somebody do a protection spell for him, then he's going to look into that self-destruction, embarrassment, violent temper side of things. But if, somebody does a protection spell for him or, kind of gets him out of that situation, that's where you're going to see the power, the success, the fertility, that deep emotional feeling. So maybe that's kind of your connection for him. You guys connect with, letting him know, here's what's going on. Let me try to help you possibly. And then, maybe you can get that deep emotional feeling or that connection together. So just kind of think of that. 7, will he stay in Jersey City? Now, I don't know if you wanted a yes or no question. We can do it. It pulled up with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, if he leaves, it'll come with a price. So, which could be, I don't know. So we'll find out what Queen of Pentacles is. All right, so the Queen is saying, okay, so will he stay in Jersey City? I feel like if he does, it'll be, wealth, abundance, extreme comfort, generosity, magnificence, grace, dignity, a noble soul. I feel like the reverse meaning, so if he doesn't, be false prosperity, suspense, suspicion, responsibilities, neglected, a vicious person, untrusting. So kind of, I'm taking that as if he left, he would change who he is. He wouldn't be a caring person. He would have false prosperity, suspicion on things. So that one, so Pentacles, I would say, if he stays in Jersey City, he will be a rich and generous and charitable, noble soul, pretty much. But if not, he's going to leave with that false prosperity. So, last but not least, I was hoping to be under 20 minutes. I'm sorry it's so long. What can you do? That's kind of where my question was, since I didn't really see you had a question for yourself. That one was, what can you do about this whole situation? Whether it's spiritual, mental, whatever the case may be, what can you do? Maybe if it's even, kind of helping him or reaching out to him, or maybe even this female, whatever the case may be. So, again, it was the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords, that one again was, if it was yes or no, it would be no. Oh, goodness. There it is. Okay, so the King of Swords, an active and determined person. Experienced, authoritative, controlled, a professional, someone proficient in their field, justice for superiority. A person having many ideas, thoughts, and designs. So I would take that as, you know, you're worried. You're trying to take control of the situation. Um, because reading the reverse, it says a person who may pursue a matter to ruin. So I feel like this, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're trying to reach out. You're trying to see, how can you fix things, whatever the case may be. Um, so with the King of Swords, I would say that your force, your superiority, um, you have many ideas and thoughts. Because of this, you just need to kind of reach out. I would take this full spread as, ask the questions that you need to ask. Even if it's, embarrassing, if, you don't want to ask those questions. If you want to know the answer, you definitely need to kind of just reach out and do it. Um, Last but not least, I will show you kind of what the spread looks like. A lot of people always look at the spread and they want to see, kind of how the picture goes with itself. So again, that's what the spread looks like. Um, but if you have any questions or concerns or anything that I've kind of talked about, you want me to go in more depth, I will definitely help you out. Just definitely let me know. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great day today.